Welcome back to the Eddie Austin YouTube channel. Hope everybody's doing great out there. We're going to do something a little different today. I know we've been very, very busy in the business aspect. We're going to do something a little extracurricular. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing great out there. Welcome back to the Eddie Austin YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for the subscribers. If you are a first-time watcher, you know, we're in all kinds of cool stuff, and we like to take you along for the ride. So this channel has been through many name changes, and we finally landed on Eddie Austin, which is me. And today, we've been really posting about business and real estate and stuff like that. We're going to do something a little different. Today, we're putting the new turbo on the Mega, because this one is trashed. Still functional, but it's trashed. All right, so a little history on the truck. For our first-time watchers, this truck here, we drug out of the weeds in southeast Kentucky, next to a pond. It was very, very rough shape. It did run, but it didn't run well. It had a very, very, very bad miss. And what I mean by miss is they thought maybe it was a bad injector. We knew a little better, and we said, well, we know what's wrong with it. We knew it had a melted piston. So after many years, we did build this into our competition / fun drag race street machine, all that good stuff. And the turbo here, S300 T4 divided flange, and we have destroyed it. Over the time, it has had the crap beat out of it. So we called up this guy here, GT Performance Turbochargers, and he supplied us with this beautiful machine. This is an S400. That is an S300, and it's got a lot of machine work done. It is an S300. It has put 1,000 horsepower on the white sheet, and that's what I told him. I need a turbo that can handle this truck, because she is pretty heavily modified, and we do like to play. So this one is an S475 87. And he's got his logo here on the blade. Very, very, very nice turbo. We also had to get a hold of stainless diesel to get the new filter set up. And this one has the map sensor location, or baro sensor location. So we can put that back in the intake, because currently we have this zip tied right here. So we can be able to put that back in there. The turbo size is completely different. That one's like a 4 1/4, 4 1/2 on the entrance. This one's 5 inches. We also had to get a 90, because I don't want to mess with doing a bunch of machine work, or not machine work, sorry. I don't want to mess with getting a flange, redoing my piping yet, because I want to put some nitrous jets in my piping and redo all that. So we're not going to mess with it right now. We just want to get it back functional again and get it back on the road. So we know for sure today that we're going to have to change our downpipe flange to meet the S400. And we know that we're going to have to change the intake out, because we had a totally different intake on the truck. So we're going to get busy here. The only concern I have, normally we're extremely prepared. My big concern is this oil line. I'm afraid the compressor housing being much bigger, we might have to do something funky or order a new line. It's the only one we haven't done. The one on the bottom, we do have a -12 line coming out. So we can convert that over, that's no big deal. But we are gonna have to redo the down pipe, meaning this pipe right here, this flange is different. So we're gonna go ahead and put some PV blaster down on those nuts on the studs there. And we're gonna go ahead and get that pulled off, undo the intake, and get busy. Because we have a huge smoking issue. Lots and lots of smoke coming in the exhaust pipe. It is not fuel related, although early in the morning, I do think that we might have a small, maybe injector sealing issue. Maybe one's hanging just a little bit first thing in the morning, but it does clear up. And this truck does haze at an idle. It does have some big injectors in it. So we're gonna get started here, and I'm gonna yank this thing off. I'm gonna go pretty quick. So GoPro's at the office in town. We're out here at the shop, so we're going to, we're not gonna be doing any time lapse, unfortunately. But we are going to take some videos in between, get this thing yanked out here. I might go ahead and just yank the down pipe, get it out of my way, and then I can just go to town. So, stay tuned. We'll see what we can get done. I think it's gonna look a lot better than that poor guy. That was nice and shiny. All right, we made pretty good work getting this thing kind of getting ready to come out here. Of course, our down pipe won't come out without yanking the exhaust back. So I'm going to wait until the turbo's off. But I was able to slide it over so I can get the bolts a little easier. You can kind of see how much oil this thing's eating. This is a very big indication right here. That is, that's a lot of oil. There's a possibility, I don't think so, there is a possibility that we could be getting a lot of oil from the head, but I'm pretty sure it's all in this turbocharger that's giving us all this issue with the excess oil coming from everywhere. Because it's coming from everywhere. Through the intake, out the front, out the back, and I know that we have probably over boosted the living crap out of that thing way too many times, and that's gonna probably be our issue, or at least we hope. We'll know more when we pull it off the manifold. We can see maybe how much oil is coming out of there. There's not much oil around the exhaust manifold. I did see this one right here. You can see that, and that is coming from this. So I don't think it's coming out of the head itself. So we got 2 more bolts here. The other one's finger tight. We're going to yank this turbo off. We'll get a look at the manifold, yank the down pipe out, and we can start fitting the new turbo on. All right, so we got that old turbo out of here. That stuff is gone. What we did do now is we cut the old V-band off. We have the new one on there and fit up. We got the turbo snugged, and we're getting ready to tack weld this in place because I think the other one didn't quite fit perfectly, and I wasn't happy with that. So never had a leak, but it was a little under stress. So we're going to tack this guy on here, and then from that point we can pull the down pipe one more time. We can weld everything up, then we can proceed with the install. All right, so we're getting a lot closer. We got the turbo mounted. We got the down pipe all welded up. That's looking good. Got the turbo tight and the oil line put on. Now we got this little thing to get past, no big deal. This is gonna have to go on here like that. That means we're gonna have to shorten that pipe. That's not a problem either because we can shorten this pipe, and then we do have a bead roll. So we can put this thing down. So we do have a machine or a tool that does roll this bead. So all I gotta do is cut that pipe there to whatever length I need and then re-bead roll that, and we're ready to go. and that will be perfect. The only thing that I run into, I did not like my oil drain, so I am ordering a new oil drain that'll go from there to the bottom of the turbo here. I want to go with a new one because we're running a dash 12, but the inside of it is still really restricted for dash 12. So we're going to get a new one just to be safe. I don't want to restrict this at all. It may have been the issue that we had for our original turbo, not sure, but we're going to keep moving forward, cut this pipe off, get this pipe out of here, cut it off, get the elbow on, then move to the intake, and then the only thing we'll have to wait on is our oil drain. Our oil line did end up working out just fine. That looks perfect. We're ready to go, besides oil drain and this pipe right here. All right, we got the elbow put on and tightened up. We got our piece of pipe cut down. You can see from the year before when we switched to the D&J Performance Intercooler that we had to go to 3.5 inch. So we had to make that modification several years back, and we're still using our 3-inch charge pipe here. So we got this all cut down the way we like it. So now we're going to bead that, and we're ready to go on this particular portion. Then all we have to do is finish the intake and wait for our turbo drain. All right, so we got our pipe cut down. You can see this is the bead roll we're going to put in. This is our bead roller. I'm going to turn this around. The first one you do is always the hardest because you got to keep the pipe straight as you get your first little indentation in here. And that part can be a little bit of a pain. But usually once you get your first roll in, it'll kind of guide itself. So probably the first two. Roll this around. Because if you're not paying attention, it gets off track. It makes it a mess. So keep putting light pressure. Make sure the pipe stays in there. Kind of like a pipe cutting machine, except we're just putting a roll in it. You can start to see the roll here. Getting close to a little bit more pressure. There we go. Make sure no burrs. Looks good. All right, we finally received our last package that we need. We did do quite a bit of upfront work here. We got our air filter fitted. We did have to make this line down here, this hose or pipe. We had to make that shorter and a little more bend. And so now all we got left to do is this drain right here, whoa, to that drain hole right there. We just got to route that up through there and make the line the right length. We did have to move our canister. This right here used to be up here, right here. And I didn't like it there. I don't like it there either. Because if any reason we blow a bunch of oil out, it goes right on the tire. I also don't like, we decided to pull the inner fender wells out just so we make this all nice and easy. And now, right through here, our filter is going to get some oil or water on it if we're driving in the rain. So I think I'm going to make a nice little ender fender right here and leave the rest of that open for right now. So I got some aluminum. I can bend some of that out and put that in there. But I am so excited to finally get these parts in so we can put this all together. I hope that hose is long enough. Should be. All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna put one of these fittings on this hose. That way I know the length. And I'm gonna put this in the block, this on the bottom of the turbo, put one fitting on the line, and see how long we need this line. And I hope that it's long enough. All right, we got the first fitting put together. You can see down there, we got it pressed all the way in the block, the way it needs to be, super easy. We got plenty of line left here, plenty. So now we're gonna mark that, put electrical tape on it, cut it, put that fitting together on the line, and then we're going to dump some oil down in the top of the turbo on the oil feed line, just to give it a little bit extra. Nothing wrong with a little more oil. And then we're gonna work on this ender fender well. All right, we got our finished product of our line here. It's all put together. I don't know why I thought we'd be short, because I got enough to even make another one if I need to. Shouldn't have to, but we're ready to put this thing on and put a little shot of lube through the top of the turbo, and we're ready to go. Okay, the oil line's completely on, looking good, nice and straight. I did take this fitting off here and fill it to the top, so I know it's got good oil. Let's fire it up and see what she sounds like. Gonna sound like an old diesel, right? Okay, we're going to utilize this bolt, focus, that bolt right there, and that bolt right there. And we've cut this piece of aluminum, it's already painted nice and gray, to fit inside there and go around the intercooler pipe. We'll see how it fits. Okay, went in perfect, got a little cutout around there, everything's guarded there. Oh yeah, nice, simple, easy fix. I think we're ready for a test drive. I think we're ready, YouTube. She's going outside. Go for a drive. Oh, that's nice. Not near as loud as the old one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to say I am pretty impressed. It is smooth. It is pretty well quiet until you step into it. And just to clarify, that is the stainless diesel filter with a pre-filter. This whole S400 housing. The turbo is a Greg Turner built turbo, and I highly recommend his work for sure. Very impressed with it. Really like it. Made it much quieter, and it made it more of a deep tone out of the exhaust instead of my S300. So I'm pretty impressed. And this worked really well. We didn't get anything on our pre-filter at all. So it worked. I'm pretty happy. Now the question is, we got to get it back on the dyno, because our last turbo made 1,018 at the tire and just a little over 2,000 foot-pounds of torque. What will that one do? I bet it does a lot more, because I can tell you it's on the lowest setting right now. And of course the roads are wet, but she's making power, making a lot of power. So at the lowest setting, she's ready to scream. So I'm ready to see what she does on the dyno. We will have to, well, first we got to finish the video of the dyno where she made 1018. No, she made on the dyno that I have a video of, I think it made 1,003. So yeah, that dyno day we made 1,003. She has made 1018. So we're going to see what she does on the next dyno session, and we'll figure out when that's going to be. So I don't know, maybe we'll do a combination of the dyno day where she made 1,003, and then we do the new dyno with this turbo and see what she does with that. But the old Bega cab is back on the highway, ready to rock and roll, and I'm pretty happy.